Hi, Mike here again. I'm going to be showing you guys the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact. This phone is a 4.3-inch device modeled after the much larger Sony Xperia Z1. However, the one really fun fact about it is that it actually still has the same flagship components and internals as the Xperia Z1. So you get a 2.2 gigahertz quad-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and a 20 megapixel camera. Furthermore, just like the original Z1, it's also IP58 certified, which means that it can go underwater up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. So don't worry about any freak rainstorms or anything. You'll be fine. The phone will be fine. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about it, just keep watching, and let's take a look at this little giant we call the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact.
Alright, so it can't be a proper review without a unboxing, of course. So we'll just take a quick look at what the Z1 Compact has inside. I just wanted to point out also that it comes with Office Suite Pro 7 included with the phone. So the first tab you get is the phone, which obviously I already took it out, so we'll skip right over that. And you can see you get your expected handy data cable / charging cable, and because this is a European device, you do get the European charger. So you will have to buy a charger for the United States. And you do get a nice set of earbuds from Sony, and they look pretty good. I didn't get to try them out yet, but they look solid. And this one is really an interesting ad. It's a USB OTG on the go, and I've never seen this included in a cell phone box before. It's really useful if you're wanting to transfer files on the phone back and forth between other devices. For example, I can hook it up to my camera, and I'm good to go. Transferring pictures and everything. So what else is in here? Looks like we have an instruction booklet and oh no, focus. Our instructions, and then we have our earbuds, extra set of earbuds. And on the back of the box, you see that there's pointing out that it's a 20.7 megapixel camera, and it does come in black, yellow, white, and pink. And it is water resistant, and of course it is an Android device running KitKat 4.4.4. So here's the device. Let's kind of take a look around it. It is a 4.3-inch display, so it's not a giant device, which is welcome. On the side here, you have the power button, your volume rocker, and then further down at the end, you have a dedicated camera shutter button, which is really welcome. I used to use that all the time on my Blackberries, and it hasn't been around in a while. So you can actually access the camera using this button, even from the lock screen. So that's really nice. So on the other side, we do have different flaps that you have access to for the charging, for SD cards, and your SIM card. And the difference between this phone and, let's say, the Samsung Active series is that these flaps actually seem like they would work in terms of water resistance. They feel quality, like they are actually made to last, and I don't feel like they're gonna break. So. And it does have the magnetic charging capabilities, so you can have a magnetic charger or your dock stand for your nightstand. And then down here you have your SIM card slot, which I admit the SIM card is a bit difficult to get in and out, and for some reason they included a little sticker there. You pulling it out, it's kind of strange, but you know, whatever, it's not a big deal. But that's kind of the device on the outside of it, and as I keep mentioning, it is a 4.3-inch device, which makes it very easy to hold in the hand. So if you can see here, it's like I don't have huge hands, but it fits comfortably, and so you can actually use the phone one-handed as far as typing, which is very handy. So you can't have a review video without comparing it to the iPhone, of course. And being that this is a compact Android device, you do want to see the difference in size between the iPhone and this device. The iPhone does measure a little smaller at 4 inches, and it's a little thinner, and as well as not as wide, as you can see here in the video. Overall, it's not a huge difference, so if you're comfortable with the iPhone, then you're definitely going to be comfortable with this device. The iPhone does weigh just a tad more overall than the Sony. It feels like a more premium device, but overall, the Sony does hold its own. As you can see here, the iPhone and the Sony together, very similar in size. So let's take a look at the software. This phone does have KitKat on it. It is 4.4.4. Sony does a good job of updating the software, and you can see it's very responsive. And you also notice that there's a quick launch applications on the bottom when you open the task manager. So that one I just opened up was a timer, and now we have a calculator. So it's similar to what Samsung does, is having multiple apps running at the same time. So that's kind of handy. Going down, you can see that all the icons are there like you would expect. You can pinch and open the app carousel. Again, very responsive. And if you look down, you have more availabilities for wallpapers and other widgets. And you have your quick settings that we all love. And this one has Bluetooth settings, wireless location, a neat feature called Throw, and then, of course, brightness. And the phone actually goes up pretty bright. Being on a 720 display. I keep it automatic just because I am battery conscious. I don't want the thing to die. Going to the calendar, I really enjoy the calendar. If you see here, the days that are coming up, we have weather predictions, which is really cool. The only thing is, it shows it in Celsius, because as I mentioned earlier, it is a European device. Not a big deal. I'm mostly interested in, is it going to storm today? So the email application I really like. It's very smooth, it's organized, it's clean. And one of the best features I like about it is that I can just swipe like that and just delete something instantly. And if I made a mistake, hit undo, you're good to go. Not a big deal. So overall, I like the software. I like that it is efficient. So I mentioned Throw earlier. So as you see here, I have a Samsung Smart TV. This one's a model number 7500. And what you can do with Throw is with any wireless device or DNLA certified device, you can actually connect your phone to it. So my phone recognizes the TV there, and I'm just going to send that picture of my car over to the TV, and it's just going to pop right up. So this feature actually would be really great in a conference setting, or if you have, slideshows on your phone that you really want to show off to your friends and family. And so it's not just the one picture you're going to have access to. You can switch pictures at will. So I just switched the picture on my phone, and you see the next one's loading up. So you can just keep doing this all day if you have thousands of pictures like some people do, and it'll just keep on going. So it's a really useful feature. Like I said, if you're in a conference meeting and you want to throw something on the screen real quick, it's really nice. Furthermore, it doesn't just do pictures. It actually also has the capability of doing video, as I'm going to demonstrate here. So the videos take a little longer to load than the pictures do, but it works just as well. So as you can see on the TV here, there's no lag at all. This is a video I took on my phone that I'm just streaming straight to the TV, and the quality looks great. As you can tell, I was having quite the time on the 4th of July. So one interesting aspect of this phone is that I'm not sure if it's the LCD display or there might actually be something wrong with my particular device. But let's say you have the phone in your pocket and you're just going around your daily business, you're walking, whatever, you're bumping against walls, whatever you do. At times, the phone will just activate the camera, will start trying to call people, and luckily I do have the lock screen with a pin on it, because if not, it would access all sorts of apps. But as you can see, before I put it in, there was no numbers entered in on the pin, and now that I took it out of my pocket, there is. So the camera is one that usually comes on a lot, as well as the emergency call function.
So real quick, what did I think of the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact? Well, I use this as my daily phone, so obviously I pretty well like it. But there are some pros to it that I just want to point out. Obviously the form factor, the size, it fits in your hand. You can use it efficiently. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the LGs, the HTCs, and the Samsungs that have huge, vibrant screens. But they're not as efficient as a smaller device. I can use this anywhere. And I don't have to worry about putting it in my pocket and having this massive phone protruding out of my pocket. This thing it works really well. The battery life is phenomenal. So if you're looking for a compact phone with amazing battery life, this is the way to go. You're going to easily get 16, 17, 18 hours out of this guy. And even more if you're not a power user. I mean, if you're just a regular user that makes a couple phone calls a day, maybe email, it'll probably never die. But I use it pretty frequently, and I pretty regularly get 17 hours out of it. I like the look of it. It's a premium device. It feels great. I was really shocked and surprised coming from a Samsung Galaxy S4 Active to this phone that the complaint of Samsung's use of plastic is true. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is plastic on this phone, but it is nowhere near the quality of the Samsung. This is by far a premium device. It works really well. I'm happy with it. It does work on AT&T's network. If you're interested in getting this phone, most people would probably opt for T-Mobile just because the bands on T-Mobile's 4G LTE are readily compatible with this one. AT&T is going to be hit or miss. I live in Austin, Texas, and I do get the LTE service on this phone. However, there are certain areas in Austin where I don't get it. The HSP Plus works really well though, so you know, if you can deal with that, it's good to go on AT&T. So cons on the phone, the camera could be better. It says it's rated at 20 megapixels. I'm not really a big fan of the term megapixel and using that as far as a selling point. I mean, it's just, it has to have good image processors and lenses. There's a lot more to a camera than just megapixels. The camera's okay. It's not great. I've used better cameras on cell phones before. If you are planning on using the camera, stay away from the automatic functions. The automatic functions are terrible. Use the manual function and you'll get a lot more control and quality of photos. Furthermore, one of the most annoying things to me about this phone is the software is sometimes buggy. Sony does put out software pretty quickly, this being an unlocked device and not currently available in the United States. So it's currently running 4.4.4 KitKat. And at times, the software will lock up. Not often, but it does. The camera sometimes doesn't load. Again, not often, but it does. And at times when you're texting someone, when you're typing, you're typing blind. Nothing shows up at all. So there'll be 4 or 5 lines of nothing, and then you send it, and you're like, what did I send this person? You know, you have to exit, delete the conversation, whatever, and it is kind of a pain, but it happens so infrequently that it's not really an issue for me. Another annoying part about this device is it has the blinking LED light, which I love, don't get me wrong, but reminiscent of the old BlackBerry days is if the battery is dying, anything below 15%, you are going to have a blinking light. And then when you plug it in, it continues to blink. And then it continues to blink. So if you're using the phone in a nightstand, like a dock, which is really handy and useful, especially with your magnetic connector pins, this phone's going to blink at you the entire night. So you have to figure out ways to get around that, get some apps, turn the color down, whatever. To me, that was just incredibly annoying. I'm not sure why Sony decided to do it that way. But those are really my only complaints on the device. Overall, I really enjoy it. And as I said, I use this every day. This is my daily device. Until some other company decides to release an actual flagship compact device, I'm going to stick with my Sony Xperia Z1 because this is the only Android device that fits the form factor that I want. So, if you're interested in learning any more, feel free to email me, comment on the video. If you want me to do any other reviews, please let me know. I'd be happy to look into getting some other products in and check out my other videos. I appreciate you guys watching.